So Navimow came out with a robotic lawnmower that's so simple, so easy to set up that pretty much anybody can use it. It'll even walk itself through its own setup program, auto map itself, and kind of guide you through how to create different zones in your lawn. These things are straight up out of the Jetsons. They go out, they mow pre-programmed areas of your lawn, so you don't have to. Matter of fact, when it runs out of battery, take yourself back to the charger, recharge, then resume the mowing task. But let's take a look, shall we? This is the LiDAR i215, and it's a very simple design. It looks pretty close to what I would say their all-wheel drive version, their i2 series, looks like, other than the fact that they came out blazing with LiDAR and a vision system on it to make sure that it handles obstacle avoidance, meaning it's not going to run over everything in the front lawn, which is awesome. But the biggest thing is setup. If you're not familiar with LiDAR, it creates almost a 3D, four-dimensional view of your area property-wise. This is going to handle 0.37 of an acre. Now, the way that Navimow manages that is that's 0.37 acres of grass is the mappable area, which is incredible. But look at this. This is how easy these things are to set up. And I really just wanted to push this and kind of do one take so you just kind of see exactly how simple of a device that you're getting into. We simply just find an area to place the base station. We're gonna plug in the charger here. We're gonna take our grounding stakes I have in my back pocket, and we're gonna tap these bad boys into place. And this is just gonna set the starting point for the actual mower is what we're doing. So that way it has a starting point and an end point. And again, like I was telling you before, this setup process is literally just this easy. I'm gonna take the mower back over, put it on the charging station, and blam, we're ready to go. The rest of it is you're gonna download the application. It's as easy as downloading the software, hitting the create map button, and then it's gonna give us two options. We can do auto mapping or we can do manual mapping. Now, this is the best part about LiDAR, right? We don't have to have an antenna with this. So I'm just gonna hit the next button on auto mapping. It's gonna guide me through the setup process. Hit next, 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 next. And here we go. Look at this. We don't even need this anymore. It's just gonna do its thing. We basically walk it out to the zone, hit the start button, and then we're good to go. I'll get behind the camera. You can kind of check it out. Ooh, it even recognized that my cell phone was in the way. Now, if you guys aren't hyper familiar with the robotic lawnmower world, there's usually a couple of options you have. You're either gonna mark a boundary wire, a physical wire in your lawn, or you could be wireless using what's called RTK technology. Now, this type of technology is basically an antenna, reaches satellites in the sky, communicates back to the lawnmower. In this instance, we go back to the LiDAR situation, uses light detection and ranging. And so with that said, it eliminates the need to have to put antennas in your yard. It's actually got a built-in failsafe, which is a 4G network card on the inside of the mower. It's also connected to Wi-Fi in your house. So you're gonna be able to run this with your smart home equipment. You also can run it with the application when you're outside of your house. For security purposes, it's actually got this built-in tracking system to it as well. So that way nobody can just come and hijack your stuff without you knowing it. It's gonna alert you. I mean, how cool is this? Auto mapping. And looking at my phone, let's see here. And you can see as of right now, it's completed the boundary. Now it's just going back and forth to see if there's any no-go zones that it has to set up and be aware of. But by far, LiDAR has been the best for my situation. The mapping's done, and compared to the previous models, that was quick, it was painless, it was easy. I didn't have to walk behind the mower and do the robotics, and it just absolutely slayed the mapping. Like, everything looks like the way that it should. Only one thing left to do, and that's start the mow. Now, the first thing that you're gonna notice about the LiDAR i215 is that it runs in linear patterns. So just like a traditional lawnmower would, you can expect that from this lawnmower. They've had recent updates that actually allow you to change and alternate the mow any which way pattern that you want. Not only can you change the pattern, but you can manage patterns by zone as well. And you can now cross cut, which is really awesome. But there's been a couple of updates in the software. So let's go through that here really quick together. The first thing that I did, and this is actually really cool, I clicked on the map view, and right now you've got standard and then real scene. How cool is this? You can actually see what the robot sees. And I would anticipate that this map is gonna get better, more defined as it goes through my entire lawn. But I really think this is a cool little addition here. As far as settings go, you could go through your mowing schedule. Work mode comes in 3 different modes. It's precision mode, standard mode, and efficiency mode. That's just gonna change how fast the mower actually gets through the cut. Your global cutting height is going to range between 2 inches and 4 inches, making it so any type of grass can use this mower. Makes it very efficient. Now, they do offer a lowering kit that'll lower the blade from 0.8 of an inch height of cut all the way up to 2.8 inches, which I find very valuable, especially if you live in an area that's got Bermuda grass. You really want that sleek, nice, standard look to it. You can also do map managing, mowing at night, mowing reports, weather adaptive. So if you have rain, commonly get snow, you don't want to mow with hot weather, frost, strong wind, you can control that all throughout the application. So with that is the anti-theft features. So you get mower lift alarms, geo-fence alarms, but it also includes now what they're calling locate my mower. So if you lost your cell phone, hit find my phone, it's gonna do the same thing on this mower. So you can track them pretty good. People have already started realizing that you don't wanna steal these because they're trackable anyway. So for me, it's been a little bit of a moot point. Let's play a game, shall we? The obstacle avoidance challenge. This is where we take household items just to see how big of an object it can handle and then work our way down. This will give us an idea of exactly how capable this machine is. So let's start out with the helmet and the comb. The coolest part about the Navimow is I noticed that they changed the software a little bit. So you're gonna notice it's gonna see the object, but then it'll actually give us a little bit of time, put a new object in its place or remove the object, and then it will eventually keep its same exact line. And that's what makes this thing so incredible. No problems with the helmet. Moving on to the next big object, which is the cone. Clearly sees that. So then we're gonna go to the golf club here, cover. Let's just see how well it does that. Oh, already saw it. It's really quick. And here's the best part. Check this out. Look at how fast this thing stops. That's pretty incredible. Then it's gonna watch it, make its move, just try to figure out exactly where the line is. So now what we're gonna do is we've done the bigger objects. Let's kind of get into to semi-big. So this is 2 inches tall, about 4 inches wide. And this is where things, for me, get really, really interesting. Oh, it sees it so fast. But this is why I absolutely love this challenge, because we kind of work our way down. So we get to a pop can here. Pop can's kind of interesting because of the width and the height. Oh, it still sees it. I absolutely love playing these games with these robots. So we can go between the vacuum and the Roadrunner. Let's go with the Roadrunner, just see what happens here. Oh, this is crazy. Sees the Roadrunner too. So now we'll get it down to the vacuum piece. Oh, just barely. And we're gonna do that again because I'm not even convinced. We're gonna try it again. Put it right in there. It sees it. That's absolutely crazy. So we're moving on down. So we've got 2 choices. Let's try this one first and then we'll go to a block. This is pretty impressive. It's actually doing better than the i2 all-wheel drive series. Dude, that's awesome. Now we're down to the child's block. So this thing is about, I don't know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches by 2 inches, right? Put it right in the middle here. Unbelievable. I mean, the whole test is test to fail. Let me go grab a piece of a hose. Okay, got a piece of a hose. Let's just track it out. No way. This is incredible. Let's talk about this. But I mean, how impressive is that? I mean, to think that you can have people on your lawn, they're just leaving stuff around, and this will, for the most part, find its way around it. Pretty incredible. And the other thing to think about is your height of cut. So if you're cutting between 2 and 4 inches, anything below 2 inches is kind of a moot point anyway, and you're really not gonna have any problems. So it's been about 10 days since we started testing the i2 LiDAR series, and I really want to share with you my experience with it. Well, let's get right into cut quality. And from my experience, top 2 comments that I get on these robot mower videos are, that thing's not gonna cut my thick grass because it's longer than 6 inches, or doesn't look like it's even cutting. But look, I totally get it. When you first see these things running, that's exactly what it looks like. But here's what I've discovered. These aren't machines running rotary blades like your push mower. These are razor blades. And for what I found is these small blades actually give you a cleaner cut on each individual grass blade. Less tearing, less browning on the tips. The lawn actually looks healthier. Now, here's something I've learned along the way. You've got to keep them sharp. And what I've found works best is flipping them or replacing them every 2 to 3 weeks, roughly about every 12 to 20 mows. And once I started doing that consistently, I noticed a real difference in how the lawn responded. And the other thing is this machine isn't trying to take half the head of grass off in one single pass. It's taking 1/4 of an inch or less off the top each time and pushing that mulch right back into the soil. And you're feeding the lawn every single mow, and you never have to bag your clippings ever. And what that means though is that you need to run it 3 to 5 times a week, taking small little itty bits off of the top, but that's where the results are. And before you fire it up for the very first time, per the instructions, you mow the lawn down to the desired height of cut. So let's get into my favorite part of the video, which is going over the pros and the cons of the i2 LiDAR, starting with the setup. And I keep saying it because it genuinely matters. No wire, no RTK antenna, no weekend project. You place the base station, open the app, you hit go. The mower maps itself and starts cutting. And right out of the box, anyone can do this. The app backs that up too. Their GeoSketch mapping gives you real scene view of your yard, and you can actually edit it, push boundaries, set notifications, change your mow direction after every pass. It's one of the most intuitive interfaces I've seen a robot mower at this price point. Now, obstacle avoidance, this is where the i215 separates itself. The i2 all-wheel drive is programmed to avoid 150 plus obstacles, and the i215 LiDAR steps that up to 200 plus. And in testing, that difference showed up. The LiDAR plus vision combo is doing real work out there, and you saw the footage. Now, the one thing worth pointing out, and it actually has a silver lining, is right out of the box, the auto mapping, it was a bit conservative on the boundary edges, at least at my house. It was leaving a strip along the fence line that wasn't getting cut all the way in to where I wanted it to, but once I went into the app and I pushed the boundary out manually, I was getting to within the 2 inches of the border. Simple fix, took a few minutes, and honestly, having the control right in the app is a feature, not a limitation. You're in control of exactly where this thing goes. So plan on spending a few minutes dialing in those edges after your first mow. After that, totally set. So here's the bottom line with the Navimow i215 LiDAR. Navimow said it was wire-free, self-mapping, easy enough for anyone to set it up. Turns out they weren't lying. Over the past 10 days, it hasn't had any boundary issues. The solid-state LiDAR plus the vision navigation is the real deal. Cut quality is there. The obstacle avoidance really impressed me, and 2 seasons of the i2 reliability behind it means that this isn't a machine that you're just taking a chance on. So if you've got a small to mid-sized lawn, you want hassle-free mowing, and you're okay with running a trimmer along the edges every now and again, this one's hard to beat. Well, I'll be sure to post a link of the product in the description of the video. Meantime, guys, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hit me up down in the comments down below. You know I'd love to help you guys out. Till next time, guys, the Pest and Lawn Ginja. We're slaying lawns.